The Trial of the Shadow Valley, the battle with the Nemean lion. The beginning of the tale. In ancient Greece, Hercules in Roman myths, condemned for crimes he unknowingly committed under divine madness, was assigned 12 impossible labors as penance. The first of these tasks was to hunt and kill the Nemean lion, a beast of unimaginable strength whose lair was in the rugged mountains of Argolis. This lion was no ordinary creature. It had terrorized nearby villages, destroyed livestock, and killed anyone who dared approach its domain. Legends claimed its hide was so tough that no weapon on earth could pierce it. Some said the lion was born from the fires of Tartarus, while others believed it was a spawn of Echidna and Typhon, the most fearsome creatures of Greek mythology. Eurystheus, the king of Tyrans, smirked as he assigned this task to Hercules, saying, "This challenge is beyond the strength of any mortal. If you are truly the son of Zeus, prove it by defeating this beast." Determined to redeem his name and prove his worth, Hercules prepared himself for the trial. With nothing more than a wooden club, a bow, and his legendary sword, he set out for the mountains of Argolis. The journey to the lion's lair. The path to the Shadow Valley was long and treacherous. Hercules crossed arid lands, scaled jagged cliffs, and ventured into dense, foreboding forests. Along the way, he encountered a group of shepherds mourning their loss. One of them, with tears streaming down his face, said, "The Nemean lion took my son. I sent him to guard our sheep, but only his screams returned to us." Hercules listened intently and asked for directions to the lion's cave. The shepherd warned him, "That cave is a house of death. No weapon can penetrate the beast's hide. Go, brave one, but be ready for the gods to welcome your soul." Hercules gave a small smile and replied, "Perhaps the lion's hide is impenetrable, but I have a will that even the gods cannot break." The Cave of Terror. After 2 days of relentless travel, Hercules reached the Shadow Valley. The sun had sunk behind the mountains, plunging the valley into complete darkness. As he approached the cave's entrance, the stench of death filled the air. Rotting remains of animals and humans lay scattered near the opening. Hercules noticed that the cave had 2 entrances, one smaller than the other. To ensure the lion couldn't escape, he moved a massive boulder to block the smaller entrance. Taking a deep breath, he stepped into the darkness. Inside, the cave was silent, except for a faint, ominous growl that echoed through the space. The sound grew louder, rumbling like distant thunder, as Hercules advanced. Then he saw it, an enormous shadow with glowing eyes that pierced the darkness. The first battle, tactical defeat. Without hesitation, Hercules drew his bow and fired an arrow at the beast. The arrow struck the lion's hide but shattered into pieces, as if it had hit solid rock. The lion let out a deafening roar and charged at Hercules with incredible speed. He barely dodged the attack, grabbing his club to strike back. The club landed on the lion's head, but it was as if he had struck an unyielding stone. The lion, now enraged, lunged again, slamming Hercules against the cave wall. For a moment, pain shot through his body, but his unshakable resolve forced him to rise. He realized that conventional weapons were useless against this monster. The second battle, strength and strategy. Understanding that brute strength alone would not suffice, Hercules abandoned his weapons and decided to face the lion with his bare hands. When the lion lunged at him once more, Hercules dodged its claws and leapt onto its back. Using his powerful arms, he wrapped them around the lion's neck in a crushing hold. The lion thrashed wildly, its claws tearing into the cave floor, its growls echoing like thunder. Hercules tightened his grip, muscles straining with every ounce of his legendary strength. The battle was a test of endurance, willpower, and raw power. After several agonizing minutes, the lion's movements slowed, its growls faded, and finally it collapsed, lifeless. Crafting the invincible armor. Victorious but exhausted, Hercules stood over the beast. He realized the lion's impenetrable hide could serve as armor for his future battles. However, even his sword couldn't cut through the tough skin. Using the lion's own sharp teeth, Hercules painstakingly skinned the beast. He fashioned the hide into a cloak of invincibility, with the lion's head as a hood. This armor would become one of his most iconic symbols, marking him as a hero unlike any other. The triumphant return to Tiryns. Clad in his new armor, Heracles returned to Tiryns. When Eurystheus saw him, the king's face turned pale with fear. He had never expected Heracles to survive, let alone emerge stronger than ever. Trembling, he muttered, "You are more than mortal." But Heracles replied simply, "This is only the beginning." The message of the story. This tale of Heracles teaches that even when traditional tools and methods fail, determination, courage, and ingenuity can overcome the impossible. Heracles was not just a warrior of unmatched strength, but also a symbol of intelligence and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds.